Hello everyone, my name is Jaehan Ryu. The topic of this lecture is the ethics of artificial intelligence. We will briefly review the ethical principles for AI proposed by Luciano Florid, a researcher in the philosophy of information. AI is already having a major impact on society, and it will only continue to do so in the future. As a result of this trend, many organizations are establishing ethical principles for the socially beneficial adoption of AI. Florid reveals that more than 160 principles have already been proposed in 2023. This is a confusing situation. There are three main issues. First, similar ethical principles for AI can lead to necessary repetition and duplication. Second, if they differ significantly, they can lead to confusion and ambiguity. Finally, a marketplace of principles could emerge where stakeholders involved in AI are attempt to shop for the most attractive principles. How can you tackle this tricky issue of proliferation of principles? We will examine the results of the comparative analysis of some of the most prominent AI ethics principles. We will assess whether these principles converge around commonly agreed upon principles or diverge with significant disagreement over what constitutes ethical AI. We will find a high degree of overlap among many AI principles. This allows us to understand an overarching framework of five core principles for ethical AI. There are now too many AI principles as mentioned earlier. In this situation, the attitude towards AI ethical principles has been and still is mine and only mine. Years later, there is still a risk of unnecessary repetition and overlap if the various principles are similar, or confusion and ambiguity if they are different. In any case, the development of laws, rules, and standards and best practices to ensure that AI is socially beneficial can be delayed by the need to navigate the wealth of principles and declarations presented by an ever-expanding array of initiatives. To address this issue, experts compared various ethical guidelines to find commonalities. As a result, they identified the six key initiatives that provide a broad perspective on socially beneficial AI. Number one, the Asilomar AI principles developed under the auspices of the Future of Life Institute in collaboration with attendees of the high-level Asimilar conference in January 2017, hereafter Asimilar. Number two, the Montreal Declaration developed under the auspices of the University of Montreal following the Forum on the Socially Responsible Development of AI in November 2017, hereafter Montreal. Number three, the general principles offered in second version of Ethical Aligned Design, a vision of prioritizing human well-being with autonomous and intelligent systems. This crowdsourced document received contributions from 250 global thought leaders to develop principles and recommendations for the ethical development and design of autonomous and intelligent systems, and was published in December 2017, hereafter IEEE. Number 4. The ethical principles offered in the Statement on Artificial Intelligence, Robots and Autonomous Systems, published by the European Commission's European Group on Ethics in Science and New Technologies in March 2018, hereafter EGE. Number 5. The 5 overarching principles for an AI code, offered in the UK House of the Lords Artificial Intelligence Select Committee's report, AI in the UK, Ready, Willing and Able, published in April 2018, hereafter AI UK. Number 6. The tenets of the Partnership on AI, published by a multi-stakeholder organization consisting of academics, researchers, civil society organizations, companies building and utilizing AI technology, and other groups, hereafter the partnership. These 47 principles collectively paint a clear picture of what ethical AI should look like. While they often say similar things in different ways, this overlap indicates a high degree of consensus. They closely align with the 4 principles of beneficence: non-maleficence, autonomy, and justice, which are particularly well known in the field of bioethics, as articulated by Bishop and Childress. These 4 principles are perfectly aligned with the new ethical issues raised by AI. However, they are not a perfect interpretation. As we will see, an underlying meaning of each principle is open to debate, and similar terms are often used to mean different things. The 4 principles are not exhaustive. They must be supplemented by an additional principle called explainability. Explainability encompasses both epistemologically clarity in the sense of answering the question, how does AI work? And ethical accountability in the sense of answering the question, who is responsible for how AI works? This additional principle is necessary for both experts, such as AI architects and engineers, and non-experts, such as enterprise customers. The principle of beneficence is a principle whose goal is to promote human well-being, preserve dignity, and make the planet sustainably. In other words, the principle of beneficence is develop AI technologies that benefit humanity. This principle of beneficence is expressed in various ways in the 6 documents we've reviewed. First, the Montreal and IEE principles both use the term well-being. The Montreal principles say that the development of AI should ultimately promote the well-being of all sentient beings. The IEEE principles state that human well-being should be prioritized as an outcome of all system design. Second, Both AIUK and Asilomar refer to this principle as a common good. AIUK is clearly that AI should be developed for the common good and the benefit of humanity. Thirdly, the partnership is clear that AI technologies should benefit and empower as many people as possible. On the other hand, the EGE emphasizes the principles of human dignity and sustainability. The principle of sustainability offers the broadest interpretation of promoting human interests. AI technologies must be consistent with the basic prerequisite for the life on Earth. The continued prosperity of humanity and the preservation of a good environment for future generations. Taken together, the importance of beneficence makes it clear that it is vital to promote the well-being of people and the planet through AI. The principles of beneficence do good and non-maleficence do not harm may appear to be the same, but they are not. The principle of beneficence is about eliminating, mitigating, or prevent harm, providing benefit and promoting good. The principle of non-maleficence is about avoiding the case of harm. All 6 documents discussed above encourage the development of beneficial AI. However, they also warn of various negative consequences of misuse or abuse of AI technologies. The prevention of invasion of personal privacy is of particular concern and is included as a principle in 5 of the 6 documents. Several documents make it clear that misuse or abuse of AI technologies must be avoided. The Asimilomar principles explicitly warn of the imminent threat of military AI arms, race, and the dangerous interactive self-improvement of AI. The partnership similarly emphasizes the critical importance of AI operating within safe constraints. The IEEE document states clearly that misuse must be prevented, while the Montreal Declaration insists that AI developers must take responsibility for the risk arising from the technological innovation. However, these various warnings do not clarify whether it is the people developing AI who should be encouraged to do no harm, or the technology itself. In other words, it is not clear whether it is Dr. Frankenstein or his monster that we should be aware of. At the heart of this dilemma lies the question of autonomy. When we adopt AI and AI actors, we unquestionably give some of our decision-making power to these artifacts. In the context of AI, the principle of autonomy is about striking a balance between our own power to decide for ourselves and the power we delegate to AI. However, there is a risk that if AI becomes an independent, autonomous entity, its autonomy could undermine or take take away human autonomy. It is therefore not surprising that the principle of autonomy is explicitly mentioned in 4 of the 6 documents. The Montreal Declaration is clear. The development of AI must promote the autonomy of all human beings. This means that AI must help to enhance human autonomy, and it must not take it away. The EGE is clear that autonomous systems should not infringe on the freedom of humans to set their own standards and norms. AI UK takes a narrow position, stating that AI should not be given autonomous powers to harm, destroy, or deceive humans. The Assimilar document similarly supports the principle of autonomy, stating that humans should choose whether and how to delegate decisions to AI systems to achieve human-chosen goals. It is therefore clear that human autonomy should be encouraged, and AI autonomy should be limited. AI autonomy can make decisions on behalf of humans, but humans must always be able to take back the decision-making power they have delegated to the AI whenever necessary. Consider the case of an airplane pilot who has authority to turn off autopilot and take full control of the plane. This is what Floyd called a meta-autonomy, or decision delegation model. Humans must retain the authority to decide what decisions to make and what priorities to prioritize. They should be able to exercise freedom of choice when necessary and delegate when important reasons such as efficiency outweigh the loss of control of the decision. However, any delegation should remain redesignable in principle, with ultimate safeguards for redecision. The principle of justice is clear. AI technologies must be fair and provide equal benefit to all members of society. When we talk about justice in AI, we are concerned about how decisions are made and who makes them. Not everyone has the same level of control or access to AI technologies, and it can lead to inequities. The principles of justice are the solution. The Montreal Declaration clearly mentions that the importance of justice, stating that the development of AI should promote justice and work towards the elimination of all forms of discrimination. Similarly, the Ashilomar principles make it clear that there must be both shared benefits and shared prosperity from AI. The EGE is clear that AI must contribute to global justice in line with the principles of justice, equity, and fairness. The EGE also makes it clear that there is a risk of bias in the datasets used to train AI systems. Computer-aided diagnosis systems provide less accurate results for African American patients than the Caucasian patients, which is an example of AI bias. Furthermore, The EGE argues that AI should strengthen solidarity, not threaten it. Solidarity is about supporting systems that benefit everyone, such as mutual support systems like social insurance and healthcare. AI should be able to support these systems, not threaten them. Justice in the context of AI use has many meanings. In particular, in terms of fairness, it must eliminate unfair discrimination, promote diversity, and prevent the reinforcement of prejudice or new risks to justice. These different interpretations will imply greater ambiguity about AI as a human-made, intelligent agency. Put simply, we must ask ourselves, are we humans the patient receiving the treatment of AI? Which would be acting as a doctor prescribe it, or both? The answer to the previous question is clear. We can be both patients and doctors. It depends on the context and who we is in our day-to-day lives. It is clear that the current situation is inherently unequal. Only a tiny fraction of humanity is participating in the development of a set of technologies that are already transforming the daily lives of almost everyone. The authors of the articles under analysis are accurately aware of this stark reality. This all emphasizes the need to understand and hold AI accountably for its decision-making process. The principle is expressed by various terms. Transparency by Asilomar and EGE. Transparency and accountability by IEEE. Intelligibility by AI UK, and understandable and interpretable by partnership. Each of these principles captures a new aspect of AI as an institution. They show that its workings are often invisible, opaque, or at best incomprehensible to all but the most expert observers. The principles collectively point to AI transparency as the key to preventing or mitigating the potential risks of AI. This transparency can be achieved by disclosing information about the development and use of AI, making AI algorithms transparent, and addressing the real and potential risks they pose. The principle of explainability encompasses both intelligibility in the epistemological sense and accountability in the ethical sense. This principle is a vital addition to the AI ethics puzzle, complementing the other four principles perfectly. It is crucial to understand how AI affects society in order to ensure it benefits us and does not harm us. AI must be designed in a way that empowers humans, not constrains them. To do this, we must have knowledge about how AI will act on our behalf. We must also understand how to improve its performance. For AI to be just, we need to know who is ethically or legally responsible when serious and negative consequences occur. This requires a proper understanding of why these consequences occur and how they can be prevented or minimized in the future. In this lecture, we have provided a comprehensive overview of core ethical principles of AI. The development and utilization of AI can have both positive and negative impacts on society, with the potential to mitigate or amplify existing inequalities, solve old and new problems, or create unprecedented challenges. Setting a socially desirable, equitable, and environmentally sustainable course depends on not only on well-crafted regulations and common standards, but also on using a framework of ethical principles within which concrete action can be ensured. The principles presented in today's lecture emerge from the current debate and can serve as useful architecture for securing positive social outcomes from AI technology. They can help us move from good principle to good practice.